Hi everyone! Welcome back to our series on media influence. Today, we'll be going deeper into media bias and how to identify it. By the end of this video, you'll know the main types of bias, how it's different from false information, and some tools you can use to spot it. So, what do we mean by bias? Bias in news does not mean a story is necessarily false. It means the way the facts are chosen or framed gives more weight to one side. There are three common types of media bias, and we've added some examples you can easily imagine. Bias by omission. This is when certain facts are left out. For example, a report on a civilian protest might focus only on police injuries and leave out why people were protesting. It may give you the sense that the event was unjustified, as the missing context makes the protesters' actions seem unreasonable and one-sided. Bias by selection of sources, or selection bias. Who gets quoted? If a story about a new climate policy which limits the commercial opportunities to export oil only includes voices from oil company executives, it shapes how you understand the issue. For instance, you might think the policy is overwhelmingly negative, without hearing perspectives from environmental experts, policymakers, or affected communities. Lastly, bias by word choice and tone. Think about the difference between calling someone a rebel versus a freedom fighter. Or imagine a sports event where one team wins against the other. Headlines supporting the losing team may sound like a narrow miss and a strong seasonal showing for silver, while those for the winning team may run phenomenal victory cements team legacy. So now we ask, is bias false information? Can false information have bias? Well, just to get things straight, bias shapes how the story is told, what's included, what's left out, who's quoted, and the words used. The facts can be correct, but the way they're presented can lead you to a particular conclusion. False information, like misinformation, disinformation, and technically malinformation, is when the story includes false or misleading facts. But here's where it gets tricky. Bias and misinformation can overlap. A biased news article can cross into misinformation territory, even when its sources are technically accurate. By selecting or framing facts in a misleading way, it can shape readers' perceptions in ways that border on falsehood. An important takeaway is that bias can function like misinformation, and misinformation itself often contains bias. So how do you actually spot bias when you're scrolling through headlines? Here are 3 tools you can try. Compare multiple outlets. Read the same story from at least 2 different sources, preferably with different reputations or leanings. Right after these tips, we'll be walking you through a media bias chart, so you'll have a general idea of already existing media bias. Second, check the word choice. Ask yourself, are these words neutral, or are they trying to stir emotion? Whenever you come across a word that makes you feel strongly in a certain way, that provokes you, keep in mind that it might be biased. And now, the media bias chart, which visually maps news outlets based on political leaning and reliability. By checking where an outlet sits, you can quickly see its tendencies, whether it leans left, right, or stays more neutral. Thank you so much for watching. Being aware of media bias is incredibly crucial when taking in information critically. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.